Well, good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to our Drainage District Board of Directors meeting for today, September the 26th, 2017. The entire court being present, we have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Thank you, Judge. Let us pray. Father God, we give you thanks for another beautiful day that you've given us, Lord. We continue just to thank you for the opportunity that you give us, Lord, to come serve at our positions, Lord. We continue to pray, lift those up that were affected in Puerto Rico, Lord, and Florida, and in our great state of Texas, Lord, with the rain events and also the earthquakes in Mexico, Lord. Be with those families as they try to get back to normalcy, Lord. Be with their emergency responders, Lord. Give them the strength, fortitude to work through all that they're working through, Lord. We continue to pray for this leadership, this judge and 4 commissioners, Lord, that you've appointed, Lord. We continue to ask for your wisdom, Lord, your direction, Lord, and your peace. More importantly, your peace, Lord, as they make these great decisions that affect us all, Lord. Continue to provide your wisdom and understanding to myself, Lord, my staff, all the leaders of this great county, Lord. Be with them as we make all the decisions as if we are working for you, Lord. I ask all this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Mr. Kira?
There are no speakers.
No one signed up?
Not under drainage.
All right, under our consent agenda, any concerns?
No concerns, Judge.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Excuse me. Item 5A, public hearing, Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 2018 proposed budget.
All right, this time we're going to be convening our public hearing on our Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1 2018 proposed budget. Is there anyone here that desires to make any comments on this issue? All right, then at this time we're going to close the public hearing and proceed to item 5B.
Thank you, Judge. Item 5B, approval of order setting the 2017 Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 tax rate at .0951 per $100 valuation. Maintenance and operation tax rate is .0502 and debt service tax rate is .0449.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item C, discuss consideration action or changes, if any, in the adoption of the 2018 annual budget. The only proposed change that we had from the last presentation is we wanted to, for the board to consider 2 additional maintenance positions at $29,610, and that would be it.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5D, approval to set salaries for district employees and travel allowances for board members and realigned slot numbers. The travel allowance is $1,800 per year for the board members.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6, discussion of Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 projects, maintenance and operations, Rainbow Drain. We do have a groundbreaking. Commissioner, do you want to?
Yeah, Judge, Commissioners, we have a groundbreaking this coming October 6th. It's Thursday. We've invited a lot of the state leaders, congressional leaders, obviously the entire board members to be there. It's a historic moment for Hidalgo County Drainage District. Obviously, we're going to be turning dirt on the first leg of what is the Raymondville Drain. It's very historic for us. It's basically, we're starting here in Hidalgo County. It's going to provide immediate relief to our more urbanized area of Edinburg and McAllen. We're very excited about it, and we'd like the entire board to be there.
Yeah, it should be Friday, October the 6th at 10 a.m. There. Yes, sir. It's going to be there at the segment 1 where we're going to start construction, which is west of 281 on 2812 on the south side. We'll have signs up and everything, but definitely invite the board and the public to attend. This project's been ongoing for almost 18 to 20 years. Been developing and so forth. There's a little history on it. We took over it in 2012 basically, but it was a partnership between Willis and us and the Corps of Engineers, but we took it from their hands shortly after 2012, and we've been working on it to get it to this point for construction. We've working through acquisition right now, the first segment, and obviously funding is always an issue with any project of this magnitude, but we're pushing forward with the leadership of the board to get funding in place. We've got state funding that we've received to get us to this point so we can start the first phase of the construction. So,
All right.
great. Item B, Precinct 3 Peñitas Drain. That's a project that we're working over there in Precinct 3 with partnerships with the Urban County and GLO. Basically, that project's broken up into 3 phases. The first phase of it is a 75-acre detention facility, the Peñitas facility that was being under construction right now. It's about 50% constructed south of the expressway, and then these projects that are oncoming will interconnect to that facility. Right now, we've already received Phase 1 bids, which extends to various colonias drainage to our bell pit, and then also Phase 2 is in the process of being reviewed, and a letter of recommendation should be forthcoming to the Commissioner's Court through Urban County and through their engineer to award Phase 2, which will cross the expressway and Irrigation District Number 6 Main Canal. And then Phase 3 is being looked at by my office to interconnect the bell pit to this new system that's being built by Phase 2. So it's a big project. It's been a project that has been identified in the overall study for Peñitas. It's going to provide a lot of drainage in that area, a lot of improvement. Also, obviously, this outfall will serve for the loop, the La Jolla Loop that's going to be reinitiated here in this area shortly after the acquisition of right-of-way is worked out, TxDOT and the landowner. So that's a big picture thing, but the district is glad to participate in providing drainage for Department of Transportation and for the rural areas and developments in that area, to not only to keep people out of water, but also allow for future development in that area. So just wanted to brief the board on that. The 6C, Precinct 2 Seminole Valley, number 2. It's a small project that we're working on right there on the borderline between Precincts 2 and 4 on Owasso Road, east of Raul Longoria. It's a section of ditch that we call our Seminole Ditch. We're looking to extend it east into our into the Irrigation District Number 2 495 drain. That area had experienced in the past some flooding during heavy rain events. So with these improvements, the construction of a full drain ditch and the interconnection of the existing system to the 495 drain should provide a lot of relief to that developed area in Seminole Valley in that area. In 6D, it's Precinct 1, Mile 3. I apologize, it says west, but it's Mile East. It's a Precinct 1 project. This is a great partnership with Precinct 1 that took the lead along with Cameron County to improve a section there in our eastern portion of our county, and we're tied in to do some. We did all the engineering design for the project through our interlocal that we have with the precincts to provide engineering support services. We help coordinate the project with the leadership of Commissioner Fuentes. The project is already under construction, and it's a good dual county project that's going to provide drainage improvements for that area, but also paving improvements that are needed. So, just wanted to brief the board on that as well. That project's ongoing right now. So that's all I had. If I may, item 7, discussion action on tax resale bids received on the properties. We have an attached list for it, and then I guess discussion and action on resolution for tax resale bids properties.
Move for approval of 7A and 7B.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item A, approval of Drainage District Number 1 investment policy. Ms. Norma?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, Norm.
Per the Public Funds Investment Act, I am required to bring it before the Board of Directors, since this is a Drainage District meeting, for approval every year. There are no changes to the investment policy. When there are, I always present them to legal counsel, and he reviews them and gives me any concerns. At this point, there are no changes. We just need it approved.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, on the B, it says approval of resolution authorizing participation in PFM Asset Management LLC, which is Texas term. This is just another pool for us to invest and hopefully be able to get more basis points and interest.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And the C is approval of Drainage District Number 1 broker-dealer list, which is the one that's already been before you, but this one includes PFM. That's the only addition to the list.
Commissioner, who are the participants, or who's on the broker list?
You have a copy of it. I don't have a copy with me.
I saw the list, and I just want for y'all to help me. If you ever see Lone Star National Bank as a participant or whatever, let me know. I went through the agenda and I clicked on the list, and when I saw it, I know I have to abstain. But if I wouldn't have clicked on that list, I might not have seen it.
They are our depository, and we do investments with them.
But anytime they're on the agenda, I need to know. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
all right,
So,
yes.
Commissioner, you are abstaining from...
So you will abstain from this particular item, C.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay, so move for approval of 8C.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I abstain.
For
Any
the
other
record,
questions?
we have one abstention. Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 9, excuse me, requesting authority to advertise a request for proposals for health insurance services, RFP number ACDD 11705300000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 10, request approval to issue payments on the following items. 10A, application for payment number 3 in the amount of $121,449.60 from Texas Cordia Construction, LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 117-015-0418, Precinct 1, Mile 13.5, North Road, and FM 1015, Area Drainage Improvement, Phase 2 and 3. Everything's in order.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
10B, application for payment number 1 in the amount of $2,376, Texas Cordia Construction, LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 117-02606-27, Precinct 1, Lucero del Norte subdivision. Everything's in order.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11, approval to issue payment on the following items proceeding review and compliance. Application for payment number 3324-01 in the amount of $21,006 from Metro Electric, Inc., pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 117, building electrical upgrade.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, application for payment number 4 in the amount of $298,006.61 from Moorville LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 11604000816, East Downer Drain Flood Pump.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, application for payment number 1 in the amount of $414,051.48 from Moorville LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 11604100816, South Mercedes Flood Pump.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, application for payment number 4 in the amount of $203,528.93 from Moorville LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 11603900816, Mercedes lateral flood pump.
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
We
carries.
do not have any closed items today.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. At this time, we're going to be convening our regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, posted for today, September the 26th, 2017. The entire court being present. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. In your name we pray.
On our consent agenda, any concerns?
There is one concern. For the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from consent agenda items 10A and 10B. If we could take those out and also take out consent agenda item 11A.
Move for approval consent agenda excluding 10A and B and 11A.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, and consent agenda item 11A, Ms. Marty?
Yes, Purchasing Department 11A, we're requesting authority to advertise an approval of the procurement packet as attached on the agenda for the provision of construction of Memorial Park Phase 1 in Precinct 4. The concern is that the legal review of the draft agreement that goes in the packet has not been completed. That is being done as we speak, so I do recommend approval. We cannot release the packet, of course, unless Mr. Crane returns the AIA document, the draft document as
So moved.
approved as to form.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And
Marty,
we can have
10A,
action on
10A and 10B, right?
10B.
Thank you.
Move for approval of 10A and 10B on the consent agenda.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Commissioner, for the record, one abstention.
Before we move on, I want to make sure that even though it's a consent agenda item, many times people are not aware of the contents. And one of the items is that our County Commissioners Court is making its annual $1 million payment to the UT-RGV Med School that we committed to do back, I want to say 2015. 2014? All right. And that would make this our third or fourth payment, Brother?
Fourth, Judge.
All right, so that means the county, or your Hidalgo County, has honored its commitment and has paid towards the development of the UT-RGV Med School the sum of $4 million, with one additional payment to be made next year. And I just want to make sure that the community is aware as to what we've done, and that that I state how proud I am of the Commissioners Court for having done that.
Judge, if I
Yes.
may, under consent agenda, there is one check that needs to be pulled from the check register, and that would be check 00461398 in the amount of $1,320.83. We're not.
There'll be no action on that one?
There'll be no action on that one until I get further
Clarification?
advice from the Board of Judges and Commissioners Court. Thank you.
Ma'am, may I say that when you bring that item back, can you let us know when it's in there so that we can discuss it, depending on what the judges tell you and what the...
Valde
what
was
legal
well
tells-
aware of it.
No, I know. I'm just
Okay.
mentioning that.
And I thought that he was going to relay all of that information to you, but, and I think I had visited with
Sure.
you shortly on that as well, but I will definitely bring it.
Thank you.
And just as further information, there was, as we had discussed last week, there was an agenda item, but towards the end of Friday evening, we got some additional information, so we pulled that action item out so we could gather all the information so that the court could make a decision with all the information.
And because of you pulling that item from the agenda, I had to bring
Right,
this to pull
exactly.
it from the register. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So is there a motion for the consent with the exception of that?
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Under item 5A,
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. For the record, Julia Benita Sullivan, Public Affairs Director. Item 5A is consideration and approval of a proclamation declaring September as Hunger Action Month. Whereas Hunger Action Month 2017 calls attention to the obstacles that hunger creates for people in need and recognizes the important role that the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley and other food banks have in addressing hunger and raising awareness. And whereas the Food Bank RGV is celebrating its 31st year of operation in Hidalgo County. Please, come on, I'll keep it. Celebrating its 31st year of operation in Hidalgo County, feeding as many as 42,000 Valley residents on a weekly basis. It's amazing. And whereas the Food Bank RGV shares its mission with up to 250 charities, churches, and nonprofits, addressing them as partner agencies. And whereas in times of emergencies, the Food Bank RGV serves as the donations and volunteer coordinator for the County of Hidalgo, Texas. And whereas over 1 million pounds of relief items, food, and fresh produce was delivered to stricken communities within the first 2 weeks of Hurricane Harvey. And whereas the Food Bank RGV distributed 37 million pounds of food to hungry families in Hidalgo, Cameron, and Willacy counties this last fiscal year. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims September 2017 as Hunger Action Month and encourages residents to raise awareness of the issues caused by hunger and to consider donating canned items, time, and money to the Food Bank RGV, dated this 26th day of September 2017.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Here to accept the proclamation and say a few words is the Food Bank RGV Interim CEO, Leanne Economides. And here's the proclamation. You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Judge and County Commissioners, for the proclamation. The Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley doesn't only fight hunger and take action just this day, but all year long. And you are correct. We have already distributed now well over 2 million pounds to the affected areas of Hurricane Harvey. And so including the Coastal Bend and the Southeast Texas region, we did coordinate with state officials and other charities to ensure the safe delivery and donations management of all that food. So the Valley and Hidalgo County are also affected still, as hundreds of evacuees have sought shelter here with their families. So the Food Bank Rio Grande Valley is still currently helping those in need, and we stand ready to work with the county in the event of a disaster or emergency. Thank you very much.
Deanna.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, if I can comment, Deanne, thank you for your leadership as well as all your staff. I bore witness to a lot of the drives that you've held here in our district,
Yes.
as well as when we were out by the Rockport area. I saw y'all's distributions. Y'all are amazing people, getting out there and really getting entrenched with needs of not just this community but throughout Texas. But I just want to say thank you. It's just amazing to see y'all
Thank
work.
you. We're still serving. Monday, we were deployed back to Corpus to help with the SNAP applications because there are probably about 12 to 20,000 people they were thinking of seeing just in that day. Just amazing, the effect of. We're very, very grateful for your support. Thank you.
Stand to one side or the other of the Commissioners Court members. Okay, good. Hold this. And then I'll take it back when you're done.
Okay, only count of three, please. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thanks. Good to see you. Thank you for everything you do.
Right under item 5B.
Good morning again. Item 5B is an informational item only. It's an update on the status of the Hidalgo County official website redesign. Some of you know, when I first joined the county, one of the first things I wanted to do was to update the website. And thanks to the help of my good friend Renan here, it's a partnership, a collaboration between IT and Public Affairs, and we were able to get that done, and it will be up, posted live shortly. Jackie, if you could go ahead and put it up. This is a look at what the homepage is going to look like. This is redesigned and updated. We've been working on it for the past few months. We invited key back-end users to training provided by Civic Plus just last week. And these were representatives identified by IT and Public Affairs who have the most activity on their pages on the new site because the training was limited to a few people. Additional training will be provided by Esteban Zepeda and Noah Lopez in IT, as well as Jacqueline Trevino in my office as needed. Okay, so we're looking at the home page, and looking at the website, you'll notice that it's clean and easier for our constituents to maneuver. For those who need it, clicking on the Espanol button up at the top will translate the entire site to Spanish, which is something that people have been asking for a while. So during emergencies as well, along the top above where our logo is, all the way across the top, will be a banner when emergencies crop up explaining the nature of the emergency and where people can go for more information that will be clickable. It will only show up during emergencies so people don't become accustomed to seeing it up there. If you hover over the top 5 tabs, you'll clearly see that the category is highlighted in gold with the subcategories underneath in white. So, yeah, Commissioner, for example, that one. The banner photographs rotate, and they will be clickable. So if you hover over the photo, it provides a description of what the photo is for ADA compliance as well, for people to read. Also, they're clickable, so when there's an event or project we want to highlight, people can click on the banner and it'll take them to the page where there's more information. The icons directly below the banner are items that are most used by our constituents, and this was done based on analytics done on our current website. These buttons can be updated as needed. So, for example, when we go live, we plan to have the icon for elections in place of the calendar icon up there. Jackie's going a little faster than I am. Down to the middle part of it is the main, it's how to stay connected with the county. The main county calendars on the left, county news releases and social media are all going to be featured under the Stay Engaged tab. We encourage all departments to post to the main county calendar, even if you're posting for your own pages, so that we can reach the majority of our constituents, and we can illustrate to everybody that their county government did action with all the events and activities that are scheduled throughout the county. Then down at the bottom of the page are other quick links. That's where employees can find the Employees Only tab and takes them to the, is it called interweb?
The intranet.
Intranet. Thank you, Renan. At the far right side, as you face the screen, there is another Google Translate button, and that will allow accessibility for people in over 90 additional languages. So that's just a quick overview. We're going to be going live in October, and meantime the departments are busily updating their pages from what's featured on our current website to populate this new redesign so that when we go up it's as updated as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. Thank you to IT for providing the funding and the technical support for this. I mean, it's been a wonderful collaboration, and we're very proud of it. I hope you are as well. Any questions? No? Okay.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Item 5C.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Michael Leo, Economic Development County Judges. 5C is appointment and or reappointment of board member to represent the County of Hidalgo on the McAllen Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1 Board of Directors.
This is for the Tres Lagos Church that we contribute, that we're a part of, and we get a seat on that board. Right now I'm on there. The term's expiring, so this is for the upcoming term.
I would recommend that we reappoint Mr. Michael Leo.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 6A, our district clerk.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Morning.
I am Laura Hinojosa. I am your district clerk. I'm here this morning to brief you all on recent jury impoundments and the collaborative effort that's taking place to make these impoundments possible for our county judicial system. Most recently, we've been required to hold additional jury impoundments and summon additional jurors to meet the needs of the courts. As a result, we've required additional space, additional equipment and resources, not to mention the time and the manpower required to fulfill these requests. Because our office does not have the additional laptops required, surge suppressors, and space, we had to reach out to departments like elections, IT, the executive office, facilities management, and the sheriff's office. All of us, including the judges, their court staff, my staff, and the other departments mentioned, working together, were able to make these jury impoundments happen. This is a prime example of how county departments should collaborate to serve our constituency, and all of you should be very proud. However, this is also a prime example of the inefficiencies and/or the inefficiencies of the current state of our courthouse facilities. The issues with space, electrical and network capacity, security, among others, are things we at the courthouse are all too familiar with. More importantly, these issues affect the efficiency of county government, our judicial system, and our responsiveness to our constituency and community at large. Again, Judge and Commissioners, I simply wanted to share this illustration of our county departments and offices working together to make what could be a very negative situation a positive one. And I want to thank all of the department heads and elected officials, their staff, for working with us to make our jobs possible. Do you have any questions?
How many people were called in to serve?
It just depends on the case, Judge.
Well,
but the most recent one.
I'm talking about the one that's going on right now.
Well, right now, we only were required to bring in 2 impoundments, which is a total. We had ended up with almost 500.
What's the number of people that were called?
That were summoned? So we summon about 900 people to be able to get 205.
Where do you fit them?
We fit them in our auditorium, Judge. But we have a process where we, as the clerks, are able to excuse people based on certain exemptions, but there are things that only judge can do. So what we do is we kind of pre-screen people to get those people out to be able to bring more people in. And what we do while we're waiting for judge, we show videos about the jury impoundment process that we have gotten from the state bar. And we also show videos from the Texas Association of Counties showing how county government is here to serve everybody. But the most recent, or the case coming up in October, we actually had to summon, we sent out 3,000 summons in the hopes of getting 800 people.
You obviously, you and your staff have been doing an excellent job, and we're able to pick a jury in 2 days.
Thank you, Judge. It's a collaborative effort, but I've got a great staff, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 7, our DA's office.
Morning, Commissioners, Judge.
Morning.
Item 7A, Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. The DA Victim Assistance Program Grant, Fund 1281. Number 1, approval to accept the Victim Assistance Program Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $579,302.78, effective October 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Number 3, approval to appropriate the fiscal year 2016 Victim Assistance Program Grant.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Approval of the following personnel actions, the creation of a slot, Director Victims Unit Program. The slot will be created in the amount of $12,875.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Also, the creation of an Advocate 1 position in the amount of $35,010.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I wanted to make a comment regarding this grant. We were able to work with the LRGVDC this year and get in-kind matching, so we asked for no funds from county to support the matching part.
Thank you, ma'am.
May I start with the HIDA?
Yes, please.
Item 8A, requesting Commissioners Court approval of a finding and authorization pursuant to Article 3, Section 52A of the Texas Constitution, Section I, for HIDA to purchase promotional items for a period of September 21st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017. Said items will serve a public purpose through our educational, instructional, and training programs. Items are introduced through these programs while promoting our educational message, helping to interact with participants on aspects of numerous projects, programs, and events.
Move for approval.
And those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 9, our county treasurer.
Yes, good morning again. Norma Garcia, County Treasurer. Since I'm the County Treasurer for the county, I'm also the Treasurer for the Drainage District. I have the same item that I just presented earlier, which is approval of the investment policy, the resolution, and the approval of the broker-dealer list. And if you would I would respectfully request that you approve the three items.
Move for approval on 9A, 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I abstain on 3.
With the abstention, yes.
For the record, we have one abstention, County Commissioner Precinct 2. On
Thank
item
you.
number 983. Item 10. Constable Precinct 1. Is a Constable Precinct 1 here? All right. Constable Precinct 2.
Good morning. I'm Deputy Rocio with Hidalgo County Constable's Office, Precinct 2. We have 5 items to present on 11. Number 1 being requesting approval of amendment to the interlocal agreement between Texas Tropical Behavioral Health and the County of Hidalgo by and through the Office of Constable Precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the interlocal agreement terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3, authorization for county judge as authorized official to sign amendment to the interlocal agreement award and related documents.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 4, approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And number 5, approval of appropriation of funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Judge, on item 10, same thing as item 11. Couldn't Valde just read it and it'll be approved?
Yeah, we could do that. Valde, do you want to?
For 10A, yes, for
As
the
our
Constable
office.
Precinct 1.
Same thing, just.
Yeah, for 1 through 5.
Yeah.
It would be requesting amendment, okay, they're requesting approval of the amendment for the interlocal agreement between Tropical Texas Behavioral Health and County of Hidalgo, by and through the Office of Constable Precinct 1.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Second action item would be the authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the interlocal agreement terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Third action would be authorization for county judges authorized official to sign amendment to the interlocal agreement award and related documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Fourth would be the approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Last action item would be the approval of the appropriation of those funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Morning, County Judge Commissioner Sergeant Perez, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Office, on behalf of Constable Jerry Gaitan. 12A, we have discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Cesar Hernandez as Deputy Constable by Constable A. Jerry Gaitan, Constable Precinct 4, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Section 86.011.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye, motion carries.
12B, Constable Precinct 4, Tropical Texas Behavioral Health Security 1285, number 1, requesting approval of amendment to interlocal agreement between Tropical Texas Behavioral Health and the County of Hidalgo by and through the Office of Constable Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursement under the interlocal agreement terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3, authorization for county judge as authorized official to assign amendment to interlocal agreement award and related documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 4, approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 5, the approval of appropriation of funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I have 12C, Constable Precinct 4, Tropical Texas Behavioral Health 1285.
Is that the same stuff?
It's the same thing, just different contract.
All right.
Number 1, requesting approval of amendment to interlocal agreement between Tropical Texas Behavioral Health and the County of Hidalgo by and through the Office of Constable Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 2, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the interlocal agreement terms and conditions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 3, authorization for county judge as authorized official to sign amendment to interlocal agreement award and related documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number 4, approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The last one, number 5, approval of appropriation of funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 13, our tax office. Mr. Varela.
Good morning, Judge Commissioner. Sulis
Good morning.
Espinoza from the tax office. Item 13 approval of amendment to interlocal cooperation agreement for tax assessment and collection for the following entities: City of Edinburgh, City of Elsa, City of La Villa, City of Mercedes, City of Palmview, City of Peñitas, South Texas ISD, Mission CISD, West Metro ISD, and Ed Couch Elsa ISD.
Rule.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 14, our Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Joel Rivera on behalf of Sheriff Eddie Guerra. 14A, approval to accept overtime funding agreement from the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the total amount of $18,042.
Move. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Authorization to pay reimbursable under the grant term and conditions.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2018 FBI overtime agreement.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Approval of appropriation of funds in total in the amount of $18,042.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 15, our Executive Office.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Item A1, update on ongoing county-owned building construction, renovation or renovation projects. Just as an update, we did have a couple of issues over the weekend. One was in this building. It was on the 5th floor. Judge and I spoke about it over the weekend. The issue was addressed, and we had the clerks up on the 5th floor that had an issue with one of our pipes. It was addressed by our facilities management department, and we are doing a general inspection now of the piping up on the 5th floor. Again, if the court recalls, this building was purchased back in 1991. Mr. Crane, you were here with us.
That's close. I believe it was 91.
91. And so we've been updating and renovating as we go along. The second is we did run into a bit of a problem with one of our diesel fuel tanks, our generators. We're addressing it. We discovered about a 2 inches of sediment at the base of the diesel tank. And so we're working with Marta Salazar's office to get an authorized company to do that type of maintenance on diesel fuel tanks. Judge, Commissioners, on item, and then that'll do for the report. Item B, I'm going to ask B1 and 2. I'm going to ask that we pass on this to allow our vendor, Lineberger, some time to get here.
All right, so no action today?
No. I'm asking to pass on it for right now. All right. Well, I'm going to make a phone call real quick.
Okay.
Oh,
Michael's here.
It's in here. Okay. I was expecting to see this.
It was presented in drainage districts. I wasn't sure if y'all wanted me to come up and present.
Okay.
But once again, Michael Gano with Linebarger. Thank you, Judge Commissioners, for having me here this morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm here on really just a housekeeping matter on some foreclosure properties that we sold back in June. As you know, one of the tools that we have available to us to collect your delinquent taxes is the foreclosure process. The reason why it's taken us a while to get here is because these are properties that have been identified by all the smaller communities within Hidalgo County. We work very close with the cities and communities in this county to identify what may be either empty lots or eyesore properties within the county to get those foreclosed on and sold. And excuse me, I have real bad sinuses. But you should have our packet, and you'll see that the overwhelming majority of these properties are either empty lots or vacant homes or non-inhabitable homes. And these are all properties that we have since sold to private investors, and we're asking for the county's approval.
Move for approval of 15B, 1 and 2.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. And I do apologize, Mr. Guerra.
No, my apologies. I didn't see that you were sitting over here in the corner. I was expecting to see Lucy. So, item 16.
All right, item 16, our HR.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Ziguero presenting for HR. Item 16A, first we have some items that require a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related items under 16A, and I'm requesting the waiver.
Move for second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16B, Judge Commissioners, for the Office of the Criminal District Attorney. We've been working with the District Attorney's Office. He's realigning his salaries based on attorney experience, legal experience, and assignments, and he's requesting an adjustment of $5,000 for 7 slots, slot number 43, number 93, number 30, number 20, number 5, number 95, and number 23. I'm requesting approval with the exception of item, the last one, there's a typo. It's the current title is Assistant District Attorney 4, not Assistant District Attorney 5.
Move for approval of 16B with that correction. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, for Precinct 1 Parks and Maintenance and Road Maintenance, the Commissioner is asking approval to create one full-time temporary position for 11 weeks beginning 10/2/17 and ending 12/15/17 as follows. Create slot number T031 and maintenance 2 at the rate of $13.87 an hour.
Move for approval of 16C 1, 2, and 3. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
1, 2, and
carries.
3. Item D, this is for the Office of the County Judge and Public Affairs. The Judge's Office is doing some reorganizing. All of these positions are vacant, and we're asking approval to delete slot 006, Assistant 2, slot 003, Clerk 3, and delete also slot 37, Director of Special Projects, to create 2 slots, Executive Assistant 1, slot 007, and slot 0039, Intergovernmental Affairs Administrator. There's a net change of minus $269.
So saving. So move for approval for 16D. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
There's a public participation.
Yes. Yes, there was, Judge.
Yep.
It was 16D.
On 16B and D. Ms. Fern McClarity.
Well, on the B, which was the DAs, I kept waiting for one of the DAs to come in so I could ask what the difference were when they had the same title of Assistant District Attorney 3. And my other one on 16D, you just said that it is vacant, but someone is going to get $76,000. And I know that I get more phone calls on stuff like this, so we would like to ask why these are vacant, why they were vacant, and with all this amount, and that we would like to see. I see that Mr. Cortez is here today. He used to be the McAllen mayor. We would like to see the Hackberry office opened. And I understand that there's just no way that y'all can find any money in the county to give the tax department 2 or 3 employees. And I just don't understand. When we see money like this, delete, 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 and then you can create the 2. And we'd like to see you create a couple of jobs at the Hackberry so that you can help the citizens out there instead of just regular employees that you have here or you're anticipating on hiring. Thank you.
All right, item 17, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Good morning.
Our first item on the agenda is 17A, requesting approval of a budget and program amendment for the City of Edcouch Urban County Work Plan for year 2014. The amendment will decrease the street improvements line item and create a Parks and Recreational Facilities project for the purchase and installation of park equipment.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting consideration and action to award and enter into a construction contract with Benzer Contractors, LLC, the lowest responsible bidder in the amount of $1,036,382.22, using the Urban County program years from 25 to 29, which are 2012 to 2016 years, for the Precinct 4 Parks and Recreational Facility project that is Milo Ponce Park.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 18, our Health Department. Item 19, our Adult Probation.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
On item 19A, DWI Court Grant, approval to accept the DWI Court Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $154,136.99 for the grant period of September 1st, 2017 through August 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Number two.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number two, approval for the certification of revenues as approved by the County Auditor's Office for the DWI Court Grant.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number three, approval for appropriation of funds in the amount of $154,136.99.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under a Veterans Court Grant, approval to accept the Veterans Court Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $95,627 for the grant period of September 2017 through August 2018.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Approval of certification of revenues as approved by the County Auditor's Office for the Veterans Court Grant.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number three, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $95,627.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under the Domestic Violence Court Grant, approval to accept the Domestic Violence Court Grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $195,461.11 for the grant period of October 1st, 2017 through September 30th, 2018.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Approval of certification of revenues as approved by the County Auditor's Office for the Domestic Violence Court Grant.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number three, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $195,461.11.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And number four, approval to authorize the decrease of supplemental pay allowance for the following employees as listed.
So move. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 19B, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor's Office for the DWI grant program income in the amount of $2,146.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And number two, approval of appropriation of the DWI program income in the amount of $2,146.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 20, our Community Service Agency.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm Guillermo Palacios with the Hidalgo County Community Service Agency. Presenting item A, 2018 Community Service Block Grant, CSBG Community Action Plan, and the budget. I'm asking the court and the court to open a public hearing regarding the proposed 2018 CSBG cap and plan and budget.
At this time, we're going to be convening a public hearing regarding the proposed 2018 Community Service Block Grant cap plan and budget. Is there anyone here that desires to make any comments on this matter? All right, we're going to close our public hearing and proceed to item 20A2.
Yes, sir. Item 2, discussion, consideration, of possible action regarding adoption of the 2018 CSBG cap plan and budget with authorization for Judge Ramon Garcia and Jaime Longoria to sign any and all pertinent documents.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item B, discussion of possible action to authorize the surplus of obsolete items from the permanent inventory of the Community Service Agency list attached.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. 21, Elections Office.
Good morning. Melanie here with the Elections Department. Today is National Voter Registration Day, and Ms. Ramon is speaking at two different events this morning, so I'm presenting. If you are not a registered voter, please know that you have until October 10th to register to make changes. Now to proceed to the agenda item, requesting permission to host the State of Tennessee's Elections Commission members in state during Election Day, November 7, 2017, constitutional election as part of the State of Tennessee's voting equipment certification. They will, if Commissioners Court approves, observe Hidalgo County Elections Department's process and procedures and will be here only on Election Day.
So moved.
With this court's approval, the state of Tennessee would ask this court and Hidalgo County's Elections Department to host 3 people from their state: Assistant Coordinator of Elections Beth Henry Robertson and 2 of their state election commissioners, Commissioner Donna Barrett, Commissioner Mike McDonald. Pending receipt of the insurance requirements of court, we ask that this visit be approved.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 22, our Head Start program.
Good morning.
Morning.
The first item is discussion and approval of the Training and Technical Assistance Plan. This is required every time we submit a budget, a continuation application, and administration recommends approval.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is discussion approval of the 2016-2017 Program Information Report. This is information that's required by the Office of Head Start, a lot of demographic information, children's information, parents' information, staff information. Approval is required.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item has to do with revising program calendars for 2017-2018 for the following partnering districts: La Joya, Mercedes, Mission, Donna, and Progreso. And we're going to be revising everybody else's calendars that we have a partnership with, because the Texas Education Agency is requiring districts to be off on Memorial Day, and so those will be forthcoming also. And so we request approval of the adjustment.
So move. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is discussion approval on request to purchase HVAC equipment, supplies, and installation of HVAC equipment, contract number 458-14, through Hidalgo County's membership participation with the Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, by board's multiple awarded vendors for the term of the TASB contract expiring November the 30th, 2017. And the vendors are Central Air and Heating Services Incorporated, Germair Distributors LLC, ENSCO Distributing, and Train. Administration recommends approval.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is discussion approval on request to purchase building maintenance, repair, and operations supplies and equipment, contract 505-15, through Hidalgo County's membership participation with the Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, by board's multiple awarded vendors for the term of TASB's contract expiring November the 30th, 2018. And the vendors are Bush Supply Company, Granger, McCoy's Building Supply.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is discussion approval on request to purchase tires, tubes, and automotive parts, supplies, and equipment, contract 470-14, through Hidalgo County's membership participation with the Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, by board's multiple awarded vendors for the term of the TASB contract expiring on February the 28th, 2018. And the list includes Bill Burton Auto Supply and Machine Incorporated, Burton Companies, Goodyear Commercial Tire and Service Center, Napa Auto Parts, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Southern Tire Mart LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is the discussion approval to submit our budget and application for the following year for 2018. The biggest challenge for us here was finding $339,000 $1,275 to address the 9.5% increase in health insurance. And so we've worked our budget in different ways, in different methods, ended up with cutting 5 positions and finding money in that way, and then reducing the supply account by $125,000, and really struggled to make decisions that would not affect children directly. But we did come up with a balanced budget. We also have the total budget is $26,508,244, with an in-kind of $6,627,061, with no increase. And then the Texas Department of Agriculture budget at $3,401,424. Our budget, as I said, was a flat budget. We have struggled through the years to be able to keep up with cost of insurance, and this year was a big hit. But happy to report to you that we were able to balance it and manage within our budget to do what we had to do.
Move for approval of G1 and 2.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I do want to mention one item. There is in the application a waiver, which we have had in place for the last 2 years, whereby we have 22 children per classroom, where we have the full-time teacher in 22 classrooms in PSJA, and we're applying for that same waiver under the school readiness model that we have in place. That's for your information. We do have in our classrooms 104.5 teachers funded by the school district. The in-kind contribution of $6 million includes the salaries of these teachers, which is over $5 million. And so we do thank the districts for their partnerships and their contributions to this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have? Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Clarissa Ramirez with the Hidalgo County WIC Program. Here to present on item 23A, WIC Admin Program 001. Number 1, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $10,400,000 as certified by the County Auditor for the FY 2018 WIC Admin Grant.
So move.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
2, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $10,400,000 for the FY 2018 WIC Admin Grant.
So move.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
3, approval of the following personnel actions effective October 1st, 2017.
Move for approval.
Second.
Just we work with, we're just reducing all these positions, or we're just reducing the budgeted salary to $12,480. That's what their actual salary is.
Is this part-time or what?
Part-time, yes, sir. So we don't need the full budgeted amount right now, so we're reducing that for those 12 positions at listed, and we're deleting 15 positions at listed that are also vacant, that are not needed.
Raul, what's the salary on this, hourly on this?
$12 on the custodian.
The minimum wage that we have.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
WIC Breastfeeding Program 002. Number 1, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $821,302 as certified by the County Auditor for the FY 2018 BF Peer Counselor Program Grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
2, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $821,302 for the FY 2018 BF Peer Counselor Program Grant.
So move.
Second.
And 3, approval of the following personnel.
I didn't hear a second.
Second. Yeah.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
3, approval of the following personnel actions effective October 1st, 2017.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Next, we've got the WIC Registered Dietitian Program. 1, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $60,000 as certified by the county auditor for the FY 2018 Registered Dietitian Program grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
2, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $60,000 for the FY 2018 Registered Dietitian grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
WIC Lactation Services Program 013. 1, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $50,500 as certified by the county auditor for the FY 2018 Lactation Services grant.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
2, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $50,500 for the FY 2018 Lactation Services grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And WIC Lactation Center Program 017. 1, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $289,000 as certified by the county auditor for the FY 2018 WIC Lactation Center grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
2, approval of appropriation of funds in the amount of $289,000 for the WIC Lactation Center grant.
For approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 24, our planning department.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Jorge Garcia with the Planning Department. There will be no action taken today on item 2 and 4. So we can just skip those.
All right, sir.
Okay, item number 1, it's for preliminary approval with a variance request on lot frontage width on one of the 2 lots. Subdivision lies in precinct 1. It is in the city of Weslaco, ETJ, and has received approval from said city.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item number 3, final approval of Pueblo de Palmas Phase 20 subdivision. Lies within precinct 4, and it's a 100-lot subdivision. Lies within the city of Edinburgh, ETJ, and has received approval from said city, and everything has been constructed and approved.
So move. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item number 5, it's final approval of revision to previously approved plat of Howling Trail subdivision on detention plan. Howling Trail subdivision, it's a 1-lot subdivision, and it lies within a precinct 3. It has been approved at the city of Mission for ETJ, and everything is constructed and approved as well.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 25, precinct 1.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 25A, approval to reappoint Oscar Ramirez to the Hidalgo County Housing Authority Board for a 2-year term.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 26.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 26A, requesting approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the City of San Juan regarding road and drainage improvements for the Precinct 2 Minnesota Road project.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 26A2, in accordance with Section 791.014 of the Texas Government Code, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement for the project for the Precinct 2 Minnesota Road project.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 27, our budget office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 27A, A1 is a public hearing on the 2018 proposed budget as per Texas Local Government Code 111.067. Judge, before we open the public hearing, I just want to remind the court that we did publish the proposed budget and filed it with the county clerk last Wednesday. The general fund proposed budget is $200.7 million, and with the total budget of $282 million for all funds. Judge, if you would open the public hearing.
At this time, we're going to be opening up and convening our public hearing on the 2018 proposed budget for this court as per Texas Local Government Code 111.067. Is there anyone here that desires to make any comments on this matter? All right. No one rising. We would close the public hearing and proceed to item 27A2.
27A2 is discussion, consideration, and action on changes and corrections to the 2018 proposed budget. Judge, Commissioners, Ms. Julia Sullivan did pass out a budget adoption packet, which does have some corrections to the salary schedule on Exhibit A and Exhibit B on page 1, 2, and 3. Exhibit A is basically the personal actions that court approved last Tuesday that were not included in the proposed budget. We're asking that those be included as revisions to the salary schedule. And then Exhibit B are 4 items, 1 title correction, 1 slot number correction, and 2 auto allowances that had not been included in the proposed budget. We ask that those be included in the final adopted budget. And then also, we would ask that items that were approved today on item 16B, item 16D, and items 23A, and again 16B had had a correction on the title of Attorney 4. We would ask that those items that were approved today also be included as corrections to the adopted budget on the adopted salary schedule.
Where are those items listed?
On
the initial ones, the ones you started off with?
They're on page 1, 2, and 3 of the budget adoption packet. Page 1 and 2 are the items that were approved last week, that we did not get a chance to include those in the proposed budget, so we're asking those items that were approved last week to be included as corrections to the adopted salary schedule.
Any action on that?
So,
yes, I would need action on that.
Wait a minute. There's only 2 district attorneys, criminal district attorneys, and actually with the big lumps and administration.
Well, last week, yes, I believe there was a couple of district attorneys. These are all the agenda items that were presented during Commissioner's Court that were approved. The agenda item number is also listed to the far right, which is the agenda item that was that court approved last week.
Okay. Why is this less than where it was adopted, 29 to 31?
What did?
They reduced them. What do they do there? Assistants?
Never said.
Did they request that from the DA's office?
Yeah.
Mr. Siguero, can you come up?
Yes, sir.
Please. Are we talking about all positions? For instance, the one that I haven't been completely clear on is that purchasing position. Is that being talked about here?
It's included in there.
That's already included in the proposed budget.
In the proposed budget, we included 2 positions to address the contract management situation in purchasing. We included a systems analyst position in IT, and then we included a person to manage in purchasing that function, a procurement analyst for. They were included in the proposed budget that Sergio presented last week.
One of the positions that was brought up was a position that purchasing had cleared some vacant positions and created a position that had a little bit of IT in it. Is that position going to stay within purchasing,
Yes.
or is it going to?
No, it's going to stay.
Not the one with the IT functionality in it, no. That position that they requested was, I believe, a $63,000 position.
Correct.
Which was a procurement systems analyst, which would include both sort of buyer function and including some type of programming function along with it for skills and abilities for programming. That one is not included in the proposed budget. That one, again, we did remove. We only included the sort of the analyst type of position, the buyer type of position in purchasing, and we included the programmer in under IT. That position was sort of split.
So let's just have a conversation about it.
Yes.
What I'm concerned with is I know that Valde and staff, what they try to prevent is a department having an IT person within their department. I don't think that that's what we have here. My understanding is that this is a purchasing position. It will have additional responsibilities.
My understanding is it's a programmer position that will help, purchasing. That was my understanding, that's what that was going to be. It's somebody that knows programming. That's their main.
Can we have Marty describe it just so that we're full disclosure?
It is a contract management position with all phases of procurement. So they need to know the system. At the same time, we want some programming skill sets that will assist us when IT is ready to write some programs for us, but then to continuously maintain it. But they need to know the procurement system. So it's not just creating a programmer for us to create a mini. I would not begin to want to step on another department's toes. This is only someone that has that knowledge. I know that under DBM, there is a position that has a lot of knowledge on programming, which assists them a lot in recognizes what needs to be done.
We don't have a programmer.
No. But they have the background.
It's basically a data management specialist that knows how to how to work databases. That's about it. But it's not a programmer.
So we just want someone
it's really it's like a supervisor. They've learned through the years by using the program how to manipulate it.
I want to know once we implement it, IT is going to have other work that they're going to associate, but if there is a skill set that is included in this purchasing position, procurement position, it will certainly assist us in tweaking it, getting it off the ground, and becoming a very important tool for us for the future. Once I'm gone, I carry a lot of things in my head. We need a management that will help us run reports, keep,
So Marty,
all the work.
What you're saying is you prefer that this position be under purchasing as opposed.
No. All I ask is that the salary be commensurate with a procurement specialist that will have some skills to help us bridge with IT in writing the codes and then maintaining them.
So here from court,
I'm just asking for the position to be at the grade and step that we had originally requested.
But it's going to be under IT?
No, it'll be under purchasing. It's a procurement.
You're confusing us.
No. They created.
Commissioner, she requested a procurement systems analyst in IT to do the programming and to do the management of that program, the contract management system. We're saying the programming should be done by IT, because once that program is developed and implemented, that person can go on to help IT do other things. We are asking for a procurement analyst who will then use that system and manipulate it and organize it and manage it, produce the reports. So it's two people that we're asking instead of the one.
That second person that you're talking about that has purchasing responsibility, what's your concern with that, Marty? That it's not at the right amount?
My only concern is that we would like to attract somebody that has the procurement knowledge and experience, but has enough
So
background.
it's a dollar amount. You want 60,000 and they want to give you 50,000?
And they want it at 50, what is it?
We're recommending 53, which we think for this person should not be a programmer, does not need to be a programmer. They just need to be knowledgeable and skilled in using some
but
of
the money's coming from purchasing?
Well, there's a $7,000 investment. We deleted a position We didn't max out some positions, so the net effect was less than $7,000. That's the investment, which is about what we're asking that it be at. That's what we're coming down to.
What if,
And I don't want anybody to be misled. It is not strictly just for programming purposes or a coder. This is a purchasing-driven position.
It's only budgeted for 57.
But what if we change the budget to 60 and they advertise 57? If they can't get any luck, they can go ahead.
If we budget for the 60,
Sergio,
then you can't increase it.
What's your concern? I wonder. You're always. I always understand where you're coming from. So explain to me where you're coming from.
Basically, what my understanding, what they need is somebody that understands databases, which is what we had our budget analyst 3, which used to be our budget analyst 3, our senior analyst. That's how she started off when she started off with budget, developing this program with a programmer in IT. And basically, that's sort of the level, that's sort of the grade that we feel it should be under, sort of a budget analyst 3. So that's why we requested a procurement analyst. I believe it's a procurement analyst 4, which is also a grade, I believe, 15, that's what we're recommending.
And we wanted it at 16.
Again, that's where we feel that the pay should start at. I mean, and that's what our recommendation is. It's not.
Can we do it at 60? And if what comes in is what you thought all along was going to come in, they can pay that lower amount.
Well, no, because again, we're going to go into the stepping grade. So whenever they start at the minimum at the level 1. So depending on what grade we place this individual, and we could, if we budget them at 60,000, I mean, the grade that HR has already determined should be a grade 15.
Well, we're so close to implementing the stepping grade. I really want to follow that, and so.
But that's where we were coming from, as far as on recommending the salary that we recommended.
Okay.
But again, it is a decision for the court.
The other, Mr. Seguero, the other position the other salary that I wanted to talk about and that I had you research was the executive director's position, Valde. And I asked you to look at, is this where we talk about that item also?
Yes, sir. It's included. It was included in the proposed budget for you to consider and take action today.
And so me on my own, Valde didn't ask me to do this. The court didn't ask to do this. I asked you as part of the step and grade committee 2 questions. I asked you first, if Valde was part of the step and grade, your answer to me was no. I said, could you do research on what executive directors in counties of this size and maybe some city managers from Hidalgo County get paid, just so that we can have a comparison? And what is the information that you found?
Yes, sir. There are going to be a few positions that are going to be exempt from the step and grade. The bulk of them are juvenile probation because of statute. The county executive officer, because he reports to the court and is a high-level administrator, it's beyond the step and grade. You asked me to research, like you just stated. I looked at other counties. There are about 10 counties in the state that have step and grade type programs. There are many city managers. We found that the range for these types of positions, depending on the size of the county, was anywhere from 162 to 250 something. So I gave you the information. I listed the different counties, and I think the 160 was on the low end, and I think that's what you wanted to consider.
And I don't remember county people making 200. Those were city managers. The county positions were like in the 160s.
There are some county administrators in the larger counties that make a little over 200, but mostly it's city managers. Yes, sir.
Oh, we are a large county.
We are in the 8 out of
6 or 8.
Number 8. We're in the top 10.
We're number 7.
We're number 7.
Similar to us is roughly about 184 county of El Paso.
And the reason I went through this exercise in that everything that you've done for the step and grade has been on research from the state and from other counties. And so I just felt that if we were going to do that for 3,000 employees, that we would do it for the executive director too, to look at what other counties of similar size are being paid. That's where the thought process came from.
Yes, sir, and I met with the county judge yesterday to go over the status of the step and grade, and I did advise him that it will be, we do plan to make it effective in January. We're currently going through the issue resolution process. We're waiting on issues from the elected officials that we will bring to the committee that we have set up to resolve. We don't have a lot of issues, so it shouldn't take a long time, but I did advise the judge that the salaries, we had no standards before. We had no standards. There was, other than the minimum wage, we had no minimums, no maximums for any position. So it was wide open. Under the step and grade, we did consider what the market value for all positions are. For the state, because they have state agencies, other counties. The state has an agency that solely is authorized to do market analysis for positions across the state. They have salary analysis for over 200,000 positions. So we will have a minimum, we will have a standard under the step and grade for each type of positions, which we don't currently have. And obviously we have some unclassified positions that are not going to be classified. And I guess if you want to use the same logic, we're looking at the minimums as the entry level based on the market value. There's a market value for accountant 3s, for engineer 1s, and so forth. That means the starting salary. And I guess that's the same logic that you're looking at. Yes.
So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How many more departments or department heads are included in this, budget?
All the department heads will be included in the step and grade, sir.
All of them?
Yes, sir.
Even Head Start or Urban
Well,
County?
not Head Start. They have a.
No, that's what I mean, but Urban County?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is included?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody getting raises there?
I think that department heads are at their salaries are at a step that's beyond step one. The only employees, and I explained to the judge, the only employees that may require an adjustment are those at whose grade, whose position is making less than step one, meaning they're making less of the minimum. And we do have some of those, just like we have people on the one extreme, we have people on the other extreme that are making less than the minimum for that position. So some of those, but none of I don't believe that department heads are in that situation.
Okay, is this part of this discussion, or lo de Valde y esto no?
This would be the time to bring those items up so that we can make those changes in the adopted.
We've got to do it before we adopt the budget.
Correct. We would approve those changes if we're going to make any.
What if I recommend half of what the increase is for Valde instead of the full? What do you think, Valde? Half be all right?
Commissioner,
the rest of the court.
Commissioner, it's a discretion of the Commissioner's Court.
What do you think, Commissioner?
Well, the thing is that I agree with Eddie on, when Mr. Silguero has gone and done a step and grade analysis.
No, I understand, but you got to understand that we're one of the poorest counties in the state of Texas.
Well, I understand that, but I'm also saying that we've got to, if we've done that for everybody else, there is inequity when it comes to what he's responsible for, as far as $170 million budget.
Oh no, I understand.
Commissioner, I'm also of the opinion that Valde has done an excellent job, even though everybody likes to pick on him. But I do think that he's done an excellent job, a very good job. But my concern from the beginning has been the amount. All at one time, at a time when we're not even giving any COLA raises to our 3,000 plus employees, somehow didn't seem right.
And if I may comment, so we've had several budget proceedings, and it was attached to the adopted budget, of which we've had given no direction. It's never been presented to me, all the way up until last week.
Yeah, we included in workshop number 7. That's when we included it, and then we in turn included that in the.
Yeah, and so for me, it's not the fact that I'm not supportive of Valde. I'm completely supportive of him. I think that position requires a lot of responsibility. Having said that, it's some of the things that I would love to discuss in a panel under the budget, which we never were afforded that opportunity. And I can't recall one budget cycle that we talked about it. And so those are some of the issues that come up when, for the sake of
discussion and giving direction, I was appointed to a committee, and it still had not been presented by Mr. Silguero to myself.
Joseph,
regarding,
are you talking about Valdez, or are you talking about others?
I'm talking about Valdez specifically.
And I'll take the blame or credit or whatever for that. In that, I asked the question around 3 weeks ago, and I said, "Is Valdez part of the process?" I was explained that he wasn't, and so that's when I asked him to do research to bring it so that we can have this conversation that we're now having.
Right, and this isn't about Valdez in particular. This is about the position and what it pays, and whether or not we're in authority. That's the research that you look at.
And we hadn't included the discussion, Commissioner, because we were not aware that this was in being considered.
How is it? I'm going to take that comment right there. Then
yes,
how is it that it got placed as part of the budget?
As Commissioner indicated, he called me and asked me to do some research specifically on that. We were not even considering it. We were not part of the step and grade. Commissioner asked me to do some research.
Okay.
I provided him with the information, and then he directed that we include that in the proposed budget.
And I wasn't going to let it go without having a discussion, because that was never the intent, was to put it in there, was to have an open discussion about it, because everybody was going to have a lot of questions about it. I don't necessarily see this as a raise. I see this as a parity, putting him where he's supposed to be. And I'm fine with what the court's saying about doing half of it. And I'll even challenge the court or Valde that they will consider giving him the full amount once we have a COLA for everybody else, which is what we're going to try to do, what we've talked about trying to do next year. And
I just want to discuss it just so that we have a plan, so that we're transparent with our taxpayer to make sure that this is what we're having. We can stand by it. I do believe that position, in regards to the responsibility, is underpaid. I'm the first to tell you. I don't see it. I've seen city managers get paid a lot more with a lot less responsibility. Having said that, though, obviously we want to make sure that we discuss it, we give direction, and we set a plan. But I, too, am in support of adjusting. I am. I just wish we'd have more opportunity to discuss it. I think this is the perfect time, and I'm glad that everybody's speaking giving their position related to the issue. I think that it would have merited this discussion, and so what is the plan?
Well, I think what Joe's saying is 145.
Yeah.
That would be half.
Half of the salary, half of the increase.
And I challenge Valde and you, Sergio, to bring us the COLA next year, where we can help everybody out. But I mean, I don't know what else needs to be discussed in the budget.
Commissioners,
Sure.
Judge, if I might add, nothing to do with the salary, but you guys are considering keeping that position off of the step and grade. I would ask you to revisit that, look at that. We've talked about the historically what caused the downfall of this was that we started excluding certain positions or departments out of the step and grade. There's really no reason why we should keep them out of the step and grade. Anyone, I mean, revisit that thought. Unless by statute it says that we can't.
Raul, is there a statute that prevents us from putting the chief executive
no,
officer
sir,
on it?
there's not a statute, and we could. My issue, or at least the rationale, is the salary level is beyond the step and grade structure that we have right now.
I would recommend that we probably have a different table for.
We would have to.
heads or for
We would have to create a different. It would be outside our current pay table, and that's the reason why.
The only thing, Mr. Guajardo, correct me if I'm wrong, Silguero, if we were to do that, we would have to place him at 160 because that's what the market is saying. So by us agreeing to pay him 145, we actually, if you looked at the grade, he'd be outside it down here in the bottom.
Which is the case today on some other ones as well. But, the federal government, state government has everyone included from the very top.
I mean, I don't see an issue with it.
So it's just something to think about. Now that we're going to go towards that, I would recommend trying to include everybody rather than exclude certain people.
I would agree.
Yeah, but just keep in mind that when we go out, if Valde were to ever step down, I mean, you're kind of in that position where you cannot negotiate a salary per se.
And I know he got offered a big job, big amounts, not maybe last year or so. And like I've always said, he has to put up with the commissioners and the judge. It's a lot more work than a city manager.
No doubt about it. He's got a very tough job, probably one of the toughest here in the county. But
So what do you recommend that we
look
continue?
at the chart
Sure.
and see if
We'll
we
look
can
at it.
incorporate everyone in there. Because I could see it. Hey, well, I want mine off of there, and I want mine guy off of there.
The only difference is this is the executive director, but
Right.
we'll still, you're going to be in the meetings, we'll still
we're part
talk
of
about
that
it, Joseph and I.
So is there a way to approve whatever the commissioner?
Yeah, for right now,
For now,
approve
and then you figure out how to merge it into a different.
Yeah, absolutely. You can approve whatever you want to approve, and
Yeah.
we'll work with whatever
If
structure.
we're ready to approve the budget, if nobody else has questions on the budget,
I'm good.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget and those items we discussed.
Actually, we're going to be approving the changes first. We need to
Oh, okay.
approve discussion, consideration, and action on changes and corrections. Again, we're asking that we approve the changes on Exhibit A and B, and then also approve the items that were approved today on item 16B and item 16D, and as well the items on 1623A, those personnel items. And then the other change would be then changing the amount of compensation for the executive officer from 160, which is listed on the proposed budget, to 145.
So since you're decreasing the budget, you're just going to be allocating those funds to another?
We would allocate those funds into contingency.
And revisit the step grade.
Once Mr. Siriguero and staff bring the step and grade, then we'll revisit and see how we incorporate that position into that.
So how do we solve the first issue? I guess we didn't give you direction pertaining to the purchasing one.
Depends on
Is
what
the court
wants to
considering
do with that.
anything different there?
What's
For
that?
the purchasing one, we didn't give direction. We talked about the issue.
Do you want to approve it at a different salary level, I believe?
Didn't you say 60, Joe, that
16,
you were kind
as
of
opposed to
thinking
50.
along those
You were
lines?
suggesting 60.
What were you proposing?
It's grade 16, not 15, or step.
So then we would have the procurement analyst 4. Right now, the proposed budget shows $53,565. Then we would increase that to then $60,000, if that's what the court wants. And again, we would make those changes then to contingency as well. Did the court want to approve that change as well, in addition to the others that I've read off, or?
The one for purchasing?
Yes.
Joseph?
I mean, I would. I mean, I got to stand by what they're recommending. I mean, who knows better right now? And if there's any adjustment that we have to do later on, if it didn't work out, then we'll revisit it down the road. But let's give it a shot.
Okay.
To what amount, Commissioner?
To what they were
The
recommending.
60?
16.
Oh, 16,
Grade
I believe it's
62.
62,000?
62 or 63.
Yeah, we'll make those to the grade 16 one.
One of the other items that we heard about last week was one of the federal programs, the urban county. I mean, why do we even have any authority to increase or decrease any of those salaries since it's not our money?
Well, it's not our money, but it's a county grant. So just like WIC and for any county grant that we receive, the court sets the compensation level for those positions as well. Again, on that item for the urban county, there's no general fund monies that are being affected. They're all grant funds. But we did have that change on the urban county from the assistant deputy director to the assistant director. We had an adjustment there. Those are just grant funds.
How much money?
The assistant?
$13,214.
But we did it, no? It's already done?
Yeah, that's included already in the proposed budget, yes.
We've done it, right?
Yes. That's already included in the proposed budget. And again, those are not general fund dollars.
So if we're ready, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
With all the changes.
But
With,
you're for the motion just for the
For approval of the changes.
changes only.
correct. Sorry.
Second.
Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 27A3 is adoption to set salaries, allowances, and other compensation for fiscal year 18. Again, here we would recommend approval as was listed on the proposed salary with the changes to Exhibit A, B, 16B, 16D, 23A, and then changing the compensation for the executive director from 160 to 145, and changing the procurement analyst from 53,000 to the analyst commensurate to grade 16, step 1.
Make a motion to approve what you just said.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 27A, 4 is adoption of the 28th annual budget at the departmental level.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously.
Item 27B, consideration and approval of order setting the 2017 Hidalgo County tax rate. We do need to get a record vote on each of these tax rates. And again, we are looking at reducing the tax rate from 59 cents to 58 cents for the next fiscal year. So if I could have somebody just read the proposed tax rate and then take a record vote on each.
Somebody wrote it down?
Because there's no increase on the
Okay, so
effective rate, there's really no
you just-
set
So we're just reading out
motion
the
that
agenda
needs-
item
We
as
can read it off
written.
the agenda.
So
There's no required
I
language.
move for approval of item 27B, number 1, which is a total maintenance and operation tax rate at 0.5112 cents per $100 valuation.
Second.
Those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously.
And number 27B2, I move that we approve the total debt service tax rate at 0.0688 cents per $100 valuation.
Second.
Those in favor, raise your right hand.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
And most importantly, I move for approval of 27B3 for the total ad valorem tax rate at 0.58 cents per $100 valuation.
Those in favor,
Second.
raise your right hand.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great job in reducing the tax rate.
Items 27C, discussion, consideration, and approval to enter into a master lease agreement and amendment to the master lease agreement, self-insurance addendum, and maintenance agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for purposes of leasing of fleet vehicles with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentations. Judge, Commissioners, we do recommend approval subject to purchasing department verifying all the contract information.
And I just would like to add for the record, and I'll probably put something on as a clarification next week, we're doing this through our participation and membership through TIPS, which is a co-op, because I'm more certain that we're going to be leasing more than $50,000 worth of vehicles. Yes. And so, for the record, this is the authority that we are able to enter into these agreements. That we are verifying, since we didn't know till yesterday, we're verifying that all of these services are under that TIPS contract that's awarded to Enterprise. I just wanted to make that for the record so we would know the authority under which this is being done.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Again, Judge, this is just the master document. We will bring back the specific lease documentation for any and all of the vehicles that we'll be leasing through this master agreement. Item 27D is authority for the county executive officer to sign TxDOT form right-of-way N20AB, tabulation of cost, as well as a comptroller of public accounts form 74209 miscellaneous claim application as necessary for all qualifying reimbursement requests associated with the TxDOT road projects as listed on the agenda on items 1 through 7.
Move to approve 27D 1 through 7.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Judge Commissioners, that's just to be able to facilitate reimbursement requests with TxDOT for these road projects. Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Budget, and thank you for all you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Thank you, Sergio.
Item 28, purchasing.
Purchasing Department 28A1. This is recommendation supported by both purchasing and the auditor to amend the current Hidalgo County purchasing policy and procedures so as to permit the purchase of goods and services from 1 penny to $3,500. Right now it's at $3,000. After conferring with the auditor's office, I think we're going along state lines for the 35 without requiring 3 quotes, including but not limited as stated on Chapter 8, A and B, and some other minor corrections that we made, typos and other superfluous language that's attached to the agenda. I do want to make one caution that is there. We always recommend, as purchasing, that if you are making a $3,500 purchase, you still make the due diligent effort of securing other best values for yourself, including being inclusive in that $3,500, because then you're not eligible to request a purchase order increase since you've maximized that no quote limit. But I do recommend it and hope you approve.
Duly noted. Move to approve 28A, 1A, and B.
Second.
Item 2 is requesting authority for...
Hold on. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2 is requesting authority for Mr. Valdeguerra, County Executive Officer, to sign and submit federal excise tax exemption certificate for 2017 as requested by the vendor, Rush Truck Centers.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A similar item under B1, countywide, requesting approval to process and sign the required ultimate vendor, ultimate purchase exemption certificate for Hidalgo County vendor GCR Tire Center, vendor number as stated, and for Mr. Valdeguerra, the executive officer, to sign.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C1, Precinct 1, presentation of the sole bid received and detailed in the tabulation sheet. This was for the disposal for Precinct 1 of waste at the Citizen Collection for transfer. And I'm sorry, I don't have the name of the vendor in front of me. Miss Linda, do you have that back up? If you could be so kind, so I can name them. C1. I apologize.
It's okay.
Republic Services, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval of work authorization 3 to professional services agreement with Millennium Engineers Group as it relates to the on-call construction materials testing for Precinct 1 in the amount of $27,192.50 for Valdez Road improvements.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
3A, requesting approval to purchase the following equipment through Rush Truck Center of Texas, co-op awarded vendor by board contract 521-16-1, Peterbilt 348 dump truck, $129,654.72 through the requisition stated, and one 2017 Peterbilt 348 roll-off at $155,682 with the requisition. As this will also include a $400 one-time administration fee. I ask for approval.
Is that everything?
Everything's fine on the, other than what we discussed, and that'll be brought later.
Okay. Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
D2, D Precinct 2, 1, exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional service.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
B, presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking of the firms that were evaluated and graded, and this is Earth Company LLC 94, Professional Services Industries 95, Millennium at 96. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
C is authority for the purchasing department to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm, Millennium Engineers Group.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional service.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
B is presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking of the firms graded and evaluated through the approved pool. This is for Moore Road Project Veterans to San Antonio Road, Javier Hinojosa 95, Cruz Consultants at 97, and South Texas Infrastructure at 96. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Authority for the purchasing department to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of Cruz Hogan's Consultants.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item 3, Precinct 3E1, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, 262-02484, a professional service.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
We're asking for, we're presenting the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking for Precinct 3 projects, and this is for construction materials testing and geotechnical testing. LNG 99, Robert Kistner 96, Professional Service Industries 91. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Authority for the Purchasing Department to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked of LNG Engineering.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval to purchase 2 new John Deere 67G motor graders through the county's membership and participation with TASB Buy Board Cooperative Purchasing Program. Awarded vendor is Doggett, contract 515-16. Through requisition as stated for $476,818.64.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 3 is approval to purchase 1 new 2018 Freightliner M2-106-70 through the county's membership and participation through HGAC Cooperative Purchasing. And the awarded vendor is Houston Freightliner in the amount of $65,950, which includes the delivery and administration fee of $600.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Budget and Management, F1, requesting approval of the final negotiated agreement with Van Ackerman Consulting LLC, DBA Personalized Prevention for the purpose of wellness program services for a period of 1 year, subject to compliance to all requirements, as based on the action taken on September the 5th.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Colonia Access Program, Precinct 3, acceptance and approval of the following CCAP Palm Subdivision Unit 2 between Hidalgo County and 5 Star Galaxy Construction, as submitted through the project engineer, Javier Hinojosa Engineering.
Move for approval.
Second.
And that would be for items A and B. A final construction contract in the amount of $129,604.70. That would be action 1.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
And B would be pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262031, and in the interest of expediting a project's progress, requesting authority and approval for the precinct commissioner or designee, in this case Ms. Norma Ceballos, to execute change orders, etc., as posted on the agenda.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
H1 for the Sheriff's Department, requesting approval to reject bids received entitled Purchase of Medical Supplies and Equipment through RFP number 160, and we're going to proceed to modify specifications and or requirements.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Requesting authority to advertise with the approval of the draft RFP procurement packet, and this is for the purchase of medical supplies and equipment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 2 is presentation of the sole responsible vendor, ICS Jail Supplies, submitting the lowest and best bid, meeting all specifications and or requirements as detailed in the supporting documentation for the purpose of award and approval of the contract for the Sheriff's Office purchase of security correctional mattresses.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And I1, District Attorney, requesting approval of a correction or clarification on liquidated damages amount to reflect $7,500 and not $7,700 as stated on the amended Certificate of Substantial Completion presented back on August 22nd, 17 from contractor Hercon for the construction of the space pressure control at the autopsy facility.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Under open forum, did anyone sign up?
We do have one participant, Ms. Fern McClarity. We'll ask everybody in the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There's 3 minutes, and I will advise when there's 1 minute.
Okay. Well, first off, it feels like a freezer in here. The wind is blowing, so I just thought I'd let you know. I have my gloves on. My question is, you stated that there were 10 of the counties that had a county executive officer in the step-in grade. I would like to know how many counties, out of the 254 counties, have a county executive officer. All of them, some of them, how many? And our thing is, why, and I still have a problem with it, why is paid so much over each one of you? You're the commissioners, you're the ones that vote. He is a person that works for the county. So we don't quite understand how, and I have nothing against Valdi, but my thing is, being a business, I certainly don't want my employees being paid more than me, especially if I'm working. If I'm not doing the work and I'm stuffed, then fine, I need to step back and save taxpayers' money. So would you please find out how many out of the 254 counties have a county executive officer and how much they're paid and how much their county is valued. We're one of the poorest. We're one of the largest and one of the poorest counties, and sometimes we can't afford what other people have. So I'm sorry. If we can't afford them, then I'm sorry, Valdi, but go to another county. But please look at the people that you're asking to pay for this. We can't afford much more. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge, Commissioners, the next item would be executive session. I have no items for the executive session.
I have an item.
You do? Okay.
Oh, Steve. No, I'm kidding.
That was close.
Pursuant to 551-071
So
and
close.
072, need a motion to proceed to executive session.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We're going to be in executive for a short while. All right, we are back in open session. Mr. Guerra?
There is no action to be taken on any of the items.
So move to adjourn?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge,
Thank you,
Commissioners,
gentlemen.
October 3rd, next week, we will be having Commissioners'
Next
Court.
week.